This is Jared from Self-Reliance Essentials, and here's the motorcycle that my uncle is having me babysit. And I rode it yesterday, and I threw out my back just riding it, which means I'm getting old. I was chasing Riggs around the yard, and he had a fun time chasing me and being chased. But today and most of yesterday was kind of screwed up because of that. Come on, Riggs, let's go. I'll give you a status update in the shop now. Things that have kind of stood still yesterday, but just the same, I figure it's worth an update. Things are changing because it's springtime, and pollen's coming out. It's time for yard work and stuff. Anyway, also we've been moving my grandma's house furniture around because she died, and we're trying to sell her house now. So that's the old piece of furniture my grandpa painted, and some desk drawers. I've reoriented something. The coot grinder I changed into a 48-inch because I felt like it was going to serve my purposes better and not vibrate as much. I had to modify this 12-inch platen just a little bit, rounding over this corner so that the wheel would actually fit, and then I cut off this upper guard so that I can run a sword beyond the top wheel and flat sand it, which is pretty handy. And I moved my arbor press to this side so I'd have more space on the other side of the stand for the Wilmot grinder, which I'll be using for various purposes. The lights aren't on, so it's a little dark in here. Back in the grinding room, which I did spend some time in here this last week. Ooh, now it's really dark. The tracking wheel on my KMG grinder threw out a bearing, and that's why I quit grinding on Friday night. So I've got that dismounted, and I'm taking some old bearings from a couple other wheels. I'm going to transfer them to the other new ones. I laid out all of the grind lines for the baby crows, the new baby crows, and I only ground one bevel on one of them so far. I don't know where it went, but and then this Blue Jay tool has got a compound grind with the obtuse point geometry and the wider main bevel geometry. So I'm going to do one of those in this first batch. Also got some Megalodon 1095 Megalodons ground, rough ground, and I'll just hit those on the big wheel like this to maybe the big wheel, maybe the small wheel, the 2-incher, to get that radius cleaned up. And then the CNC shop, this is the first test sample of the CNC work on these tomahawks. So the mill did this bevel, this bevel, this bevel, and this bevel, all on the CNC. And also did 2 countersunk holes here and here. And then I had to do this one. So I'll have to polish this one particularly on my grinding or my polishing tool if I can, which may or may not work very well. Both sides were done, which is cool. So that'll take my workload down a little bit. Then I don't know if you saw this before, but this is a modified Tanuki Wakizashi that I had some katana blanks that I had thought would be good, but they ended up being too short. So I'm gonna make them into wakis. And I guess that's about it. I gotta fix the tracking wheel, get back to work next week, gotta heal up, and I gotta get some Trizac 2x48 inch belts. Got a quote from Pop's knife making supplies on them, but I have to buy them 20 pieces at a time, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, that's what's going on. Hopefully this, I'll get this other Wilmot grinder set up soon, so I can have some redundancy in my grinding room instead of just relying on the KMG, and have more progress to share with you next week. Over and out.